What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. Today we have a video that we watched on the live stream, but it was a really good example, and this was sent in actually by a DDFM crew member. So we're going to go over this. We're going to talk about why this was a close call, why we should be paying attention, and there's even a more important message I want you guys to listen to a little bit later. So let's go ahead and jump into this, watch what happened, learn from it, do better ourselves.
I got it. I'm just gonna say it was a brake failure. We good?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, go.
Slowly though, slowly.
What's that like?
So now that you know what happened, I'm pretty sure you're thinking to yourself, well, this is the non-issue. I never, run red lights. I'm always paying attention. This and this and this. This guy should have been paying attention. I get that, but I never judge the person because you never know what's actually happening. So I got some more context from this because this is a DDFM crew member from the Discord, and I was able to figure out, and the reason why not paying attention or just kind of focusing on other things is because his mother's in the hospital. His mother's in the hospital with COVID. It doesn't look very good. So in fact, I'm actually linking the GoFundMe in the description, okay? Let's take care of each other. Let's take care of other riders. And if you want to, donate, okay? But that's going to be one of the main reasons, if not the reason, why this rider went to White Stage and wasn't really paying attention. Just wanted to ride with some friends, have a good time, and something else happened. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how that could be a factor in a close call or motorcycle crash. So we're going to go ahead and start off with just this still image right here. Okay, so he's riding with a group of friends. Maybe the friends are trying to help him out. Hey, let's take you out. Let's do something. And he's thinking, you know what? I need to get my mind off this. Let's go out and let's go ride. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. I absolutely love that. So we're going to be moving on here. So it's a green light. We're going to get going. And this is kind of where it starts. Okay, we're going to pick up some speed. We're going to have some fun, get my mind off it. But let's take a quick look at where we're at. Let's go ahead and orient ourselves in this situation. We have intersections. We have vehicles, the sides of vehicles all over the place. And that's really going to cue into you that there are hazards, okay? So this is why you need to know those patterns. Whether you're not thinking about the ride or whether you're not thinking about anything, still realize you're on a motorcycle. So be in yellow stage, recognize these situations. This would put me in orange stage right now, just based off of all the intersections and people waiting to turn right or turn left in front of me. But let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. He's having some fun. They're picking up some speed. We can't tell the speedometer. Doesn't really matter. We understand maybe a little bit too fast. We're coming up to a red light. We can't see it. Now, a different factor in this could easily be the fact that it's going darker and darker and darker. I don't know about you guys, but when that twilight happens, right when it starts getting dark, but it's not fully dark, it seems like lights don't work. My headlights don't work. I can't see very well. I can't see lights or anything. On a camera, it might be easy to see right now because it's freaking in our face and we're doing an after action review where we can actually look at still images instead of having to actually ride. But more likely, you probably didn't see it on top of the inattentional blindness. We talk about that with car drivers having inattentional blindness for motorcyclists, not seeing it because they're not paying attention to it. They don't focus on it. Well, right here, maybe we're not focused on things because inattentionally we're just, focused on our mom in the hospital. Fuck, man. So we're going to be moving forward just a little bit more. And right here is like, oh crap, we perceived just now at this speed. Let's say it's 25, okay? So we just perceived right here, we have to stop. Is this enough total stopping distance? No, not really. So he's going to start applying the brakes about right here. And then now he's going to get a little too far into the intersection. And now let's say we stopped completely. This is how far our total stopping distance if we perceived really late. So we're in the intersection, possibly get hit from cars coming from this way, anybody turning left and like right here if there was cars. But that's going to be the problem there. So let's go ahead and go back just a little bit here. And I want to show you a diagram. This is something that you learn in the MSF. This is a BRC1 skill. This is an actual exercise that happens where the instructor actually rides in front of you. So let's go ahead and bring it up. So this was actually sent to me by another DDFM crew member on the Discord. So thank you guys so much for allowing us to learn from your resources, basically, you know, whether it's a close call or you sharing some things. So right away, what we have is this big old diagram. Okay, so we got braking, perception, and reaction. So remember that perception, reaction, braking distance equal total stopping distance. So if you've been in an MSF BRC1, this should look familiar to you. This is exercise 8. Very good visualization. But since you can't go to it right now because of everything, which is the reason why his mom's in the hospital, let's go ahead and learn from this online. Okay, so you got the Q cone. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be sitting way back as the MSF rider coach or as somebody doing the demo, and then as soon as I get the go-ahead from the other coach, I'm going to go ahead and start taking off. So I'm going to get up to about 15 miles per hour. As soon as I pass these 2 Q cones, I apply the brakes. Okay, so as soon as I pass, I'm going to do braking. So I've already perceived it and I've already reacted, and as soon as I pass those cones, braking. So now that equals total stopping distance. Very good. You know, 15 miles an hour, I'm not in the intersection. You can actually see the intersection lines up there. So I'm not in the intersection. Now we're going to go ahead and go back and do round 2. Okay, so I'm going to do 15 miles per hour again, but I'm going to give myself a 1 second delay. And that's going to simulate being in white stage and all of a sudden snapping back into yellow, orange stage, then red stage. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go 15 miles per hour. I'm going to pass the cones. I'm going to count to myself 1 motorcycle or 1 Mississippi, whatever it is you want to do. And that's why you see those little hash marks, the perception reaction. So passing the Q cones, I perceived it as soon as I passed the Q cones. I reacted as soon as I can, and then I did some braking. Barely made it to where I'm not in the intersection. So I'm going to go ahead and go do number 3. Okay, so now I'm going to do the third run, but I'm going to go 25 miles per hour. And what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do the Q cones. I'm going to perceive and react, and as soon as I pass those Q cones, apply the brakes. Okay, so I did my perception reaction back there. I'm ready, and as soon as I pass those Q cones, boom, apply the brakes. Run number 4, I'm gonna do the same thing, 25 miles per hour, but give myself that 1 second delay like I did in run number 2. And what I'm gonna do is pass those Q cones, 1 motorcycle. Now reach for the brakes, apply some progressive brake pressure, and then try to stop. And if you notice, if you look at this right here, I'm in the intersection. So even at 25 miles per hour, I'm going to be in the intersection because I waited 1 second to perceive and react. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. I was in white stage. I wasn't looking for clues. I wasn't looking and being situationally aware. So that's the biggest thing here. And this is the real life example of what's happening here. So let's go ahead and scroll back just a little bit right here. We aren't perceiving anything. So this is almost like run number 4. And remember, on run number 4 and run number 3 for that visualization, it's only 25 miles per hour. We're going maybe 35 plus. So your stopping distance is going to be way further. So make sure you pay attention to that. So right here where he's going to perceive, right here, not good enough. He's going to be able to perceive and react, but by the time he reacts, it's going to be about right here. He's starting to slow down, and then he's got to wait for the total stopping distance to really kick in. And he's already in the intersection. You can get hit, okay? So when I say it doesn't really matter how good you are at braking, if you can't see the hazard, you're still going to run into it. It doesn't matter. And that's what I really wanted to point out to you guys is make sure that you're not in white stage while riding, whether it's because something bad's happening or you're just listening to music or you're playing around with your friends, okay? So you're still on the motorcycle, still have to pay attention. I completely understand. This is why I don't judge people when they're riding like this and they make these simple mistakes because you don't know what's going on in their head. A lot of times I don't get the full context, and I got the full context here. So guys, if you would like to go to the GoFundMe, help out another DDFM crew member, see what we can do to help. He gave us this resource. Let's see if we can give him some resources. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you around.